Hi, welcome to Reading, Raising, and Praising. I'm Kate.
I'm Jamie.
And we are talking about The Ivory City, by Emily Bain Murphy.
Yes.
Whew.
Yeah.
Well,
Ivory City. I had never heard of her before.
I didn't, but at the end she's like, thanks for all my readers who read all my books, so I know there's other ones.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I need to look at that more. Anyway.
Did you like her enough to read her again?
I was thinking that too because it says author of Enchanted Hill. I was like, okay. I mean, it was a historical. What would you call this genre? Historical fiction and murder mystery and mystery somehow, something like that.
Yeah, I would say.
I don't know.
Definitely historical fiction.
Yeah.
But it did have that
the mystery aspect.
Yeah.
To it.
Mm-hmm.
Was kind of the story part. Yeah. Yeah.
So your, I guess, first impressions or whatever.
Obviously, you knew it was going into it. It was going to be about a murder, so that was intriguing. And then it takes place during the World's Fair, the 1904 World's Fair in St. Louis. So that was really intriguing because I wanted to learn more about that.
We've always loved Meet Me in St. Louis, the movie. So
yeah,
it was kind of interesting to. But like in the movie, you
don't even see the fair except for the end, and so this had the descriptions of it was just really cool. It made me wanna. I ended up putting another book on hold about the World's Fair. So
I wondered if there were any documentaries or other things because I'd like to see visuals.
She lists some of that in the back too.
Okay.
Documentaries that she looked at. Yeah, some of those books. I couldn't find all those books. Like at the library, didn't have all of those books that she looked at. But
probably because they're so rare or something.
Yeah.
Looking at the map was really interesting too, just to see all of the.
How huge it was.
I didn't realize.
It wasn't just like a fair, like you think of a fair today, just downtown in your little area. This was like humongous.
Because they talked about how it would take like a week to see it, and then they're like, no, you could be here for a month or more just to see everything.
Yeah, just the representations of all the different countries that I guess being a World's Fair, it was just huge. Still didn't realize that it would be that big, but yeah.
I don't know much about this, but do they have World's Fairs
anymore? Not that I know of. I mean, I haven't heard
I was
about
just
that.
like, I feel a little bit.
I know. I feel like we need to go back and read the history of how the World's Fair came about and all those things.
And other ones.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I think this was one of the most popular ones.
Yeah.
Some of them weren't even as well attended as this one.
Somebody told us that this one actually made money.
I think it was Aunt Judy that was saying that.
Okay.
Yeah. When we have our book club about this, it'll be interesting to hear other people's.
Right.
Because some of those people do deep dives before, so they'll probably already have had all the information.
Right. This was a book we were reading for another club. Yep.
Yeah. But it was good.
So I thought that it was interesting that from the very first, even the prologue, there's going to be a murder.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it says, the very first, approximately 5 months and 5 days before the murder is like the beginning. Yeah.
And it's not until, I feel like a third of the way in that you actually
get to
have the murder, the day of the murder.
Yeah. There's a lot of backstory before you, or a lot of intro of the characters. I mean, there's basically a family is the main people, very wealthy. It's how, you see the wealthy side of this era and the not so wealthy side, but just how the status, how that was such a big deal for them. Yeah. And they saw the fair from a different angle than other people would have because of their status.
Yeah. They were participating in all the most
fancy, elite things.
Groups of things.
Yes. Yeah. That most normal people wouldn't have seen.
I thought this was really interesting though that that there was so much before the murder because I feel like it like adds a level of mystery to the mystery, like who's going to be murdered.
Yes.
Like someone's going to be murdered.
Yes.
And you're like, who is it?
This whole time you're like waiting for like what's going to happen, and you keep thinking like there's certain things that happened, like there was a plane crash, and you thought, oh, maybe that was going to be the murder, and then
or someone was trying to kill him.
Yeah.
And that was a failed attempt, so maybe it will happen again.
Right.
So it was, you're looking for who's going to be murdered, and then you're looking for what the murderer was. Right. And I'm always like, is it that person?
Right.
Is it that person?
Right. So that definitely probably was part of her.
It made it interesting.
To keep you, waiting. Keep you reading.
I did have a hard time a little bit with following the names. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm like Lily. Okay, that's the cousin.
Yeah.
And Grace, that's
because there was like other siblings that were their friends with, and they were the siblings like Ernest and Franny, and
And I think I was just a little bit distracted this time of year. I'm just, it's May.
Yeah.
And I was just a little distracted at the beginning, so I couldn't.
You do have to concentrate. I feel like you did have to concentrate on it a little harder. Yeah.
It helps me when I write down the names at the beginning and like who they're related to, even though I never go back and reference it. Just something about writing it down for me.
Puts it in your brain.
Helps a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that's true.
Taking notes can be helpful.
It can be, very much. I always just pull out from my phone and type a little note. I have a little notes thing. Because when you're in bed, you can't always write.
Yes, I know. I do
That's
that
what
too.
I read the most.
Were you surprised by who ended up being murdered? That it was Harriet?
No,
Spoiler.
not completely, just because of it's kind of like the relationship thing. After a while, I was like, well, I could see how somebody wouldn't like her trying to creep in on this elite status. Yeah.
I kept thinking, is it going to be one of her cousins? Is it going to be Lily or Oliver that gets murdered? Thinking that there had to be a reason. I knew she stayed to figure out who it was.
Yes.
So it had to be significant enough.
Yes.
That she would stay.
Yeah. That was, yeah.
But I'm like, those are like the main characters. Are you really going to kill those people off?
Right. But they had a huge part in it, even if they weren't the actual killer.
And then I kept thinking, is it this guy? Is it this girl?
Yeah.
Is it this person?
I was just like following what they were doing. I wasn't really trying to come up with my own thing. And then it wasn't completely shocking at the end, but it was kind of like a twist.
Yeah, it was a twist.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting,
Because it did end up being, what's his name? Ernest, which she suspects a little bit.
Yes, because he was the one that they handed the drink to Oliver. Oliver tells her that. I wrote that down. I was like, well, that was a huge, he was the one that handed the drink, so he could have poisoned it. But then in that video, it looked like someone else came over.
Right.
So, yeah.
But so that was Copper that came over. So they were working together.
But they were really helping. So it was like they were trying to say that they weren't the ones that were doing it, trying to
sneaky. And then I was like, is it Franny? Was she like, were they doing it together? But then she didn't know. And
anyway. Because I could have seen that because she was super jealous, kind of not a very nice girl.
Right.
Even in the end, when they were trying to be friendly with her, she was still kind of. I think she was just bitter. Her parents had died, so she was probably just.
She did the right thing in the end, though,
not
getting the police and everything.
Yeah.
So it does come around.
She redeemed herself, I guess. Just not a very happy person.
They said that. Sorry to go back to just the fair itself, but they said it coincided with the Olympics.
Yeah, and I didn't.
But
know
where
that.
were the Olympics? Were they there?
Yeah, that's what I don't. Yeah, I mean that's what I gathered.
Okay.
That the Olympics were going to be there.
See, another thing you don't know.
Because of being the same. Yeah. And the Ivory City part had to do with the World's Fair, but I liked the descriptions. There was a lot of descriptions of like the ivory columns. And I think in the end of the movie, maybe in St. Louis, you can see the columns, some columns background in that. I need to watch it again. Soaring domes of palaces, stone bridges, reminiscent of Venetian canals, sparkling pond, boats, gondolas, arcing fountains. So it's so immersive and magnificent. It was, the gondolas and all the.
And then they just filled all those things in and like burned everything down.
Yeah. It seems so sad that it wasn't supposed to be permanent. Right. I mean, a lot of it they said was like paper mache.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. But it seems so
grandiose.
Yes. Crazy. Like the German Alps, ancient Rome, a mosque from Constantinople, an Irish village with the Blarney Castle. I mean, they had all these like replicas of things that from all these countries. It sounded cool.
The one thing that keeps sticking in my mind are the preemies in the incubators.
Yes.
Not just like,
so weird. Yeah.
And like, where do these people come from that have these babies?
Clearly, the incubators are a good thing we see now, but the fact that you're like, it's like a circus.
Spectacle.
Yeah.
Yes. And they weren't taking good care of them.
Right. Because they weren't doctors. Yeah.
But I liked at the end, in the author's notes, she says that people were upset about that and they did get a doctor to take care of them, and those people, did better.
Yeah.
But there's so many things in history that were like barbaric and that were wrong, but we learned something from them.
And it's made a huge impact later.
Yeah.
So it's like it was a good find, but it stinks the way it had to come about.
Right. Because we have a lot of that in World War II. I feel like they did a lot of experiments on people, but they learned things. So
yeah. It was some of it was used for good in the end if you think about it. Yeah. That's hard. Yeah.
Do we not find another way?
Yeah, exactly.
To do that.
Exactly.
What else do you have notes?
I just had mostly the stuff about the murder. Then after that, I just really liked the stuff about the fair, all the descriptions, and then just the little things that they came up with when you found out things about the murder. Like, oh, that was interesting. You know, the end.
What about the tunnels? Were those like
the tunnels,
like subway tunnels?
That's what I was thinking. Like, how big? Like, was it actually a big tunnel that you went? I mean, it had to have been. It's what it seemed like. Was it? Yeah.
Or was it just like the dark alleys that were back behind everything?
Right. That would be interesting to know more about that part.
I'm just like, I didn't know any
where
of
the
this.
people, where the darkness took place.
And I also didn't know that that drugs were such an issue and that some of that stuff was going on with it. So
I think it had gotten worse, yeah. And drinking, I'm sure, and things like that, yeah. But it was a good, interesting, the two sides of that, the tunnels and then the fair. You have like this elite, just such a contrast in those two things, the darkness and the magnificence.
Right.
Yeah. Taking place at the same time.
Yes. For sure. Hadn't thought of it that way.
Yeah.
Some interesting things that they talk about was like Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
And there's some other stuff.
The floss. What was that? What were they trying to say? Like
candy floss.
Yeah. What is that?
Cotton candy.
That's what I thought. This is so
but
weird.
I feel like we don't. I feel like that's always how British English is.
Yes.
Or British people call it.
They just made those treats sound so decadent, whereas nowadays everything's just not even a big deal anymore.
Yeah, nothing's a treat. Yeah, because they were getting all kinds of delicious things. I'm like, I'm over here so hungry.
Yeah, it was like, wow. But then everything to them was just such a big deal, which is cool. What's that sound more?
I don't know. 30. Oh, look. I think it was a food or a drink or something.
Oh yeah. See, I looked at the descriptions of things, and you're looking at the food like it was like.
I'm always looking at the food. That's my job. The waiter lit the candles and on the table and served them bowls of something he explained was called salmorejo, maybe.
Oh, okay.
But I never looked it back up, so I don't know what it is. But it was in italics, so.
Yeah. Bowls.
I'm sure there were
some kind of a soup.
Yeah. A lot more food than thick, creamy, cold Spanish tomato soup. So that's like gazpacho.
Like cold tomato soup.
But I just never
heard that.
Liked cold soup. Soup is supposed to be hot.
People. I don't even know if I've ever had cold soup. I guess it's like a cold drink. It just seems like it would be, I don't know.
How did you feel about the writing?
I liked the writing. I liked the descriptiveness. I feel like it was I think it was good quality. Yeah. Sometimes I know that if you wanted to get to the next part, it was probably like, okay, enough with the descriptive, but I liked it.
I did feel that way a little bit, just because I felt like
could have gotten to the point faster.
It could have been integrated better, I guess, into the storyline.
Yeah. But I thought the characters were, like you felt like you learned a lot about the characters and the family, especially the main family, about the history with
I didn't
money
feel
and
like
inheritances.
Lacking
and
with that.
If you didn't marry within your thing, you were gone, and
I sometimes had a hard time following, and I don't know if that's because I have been distracted, so I'm reading in the car while I'm waiting for something or whatever.
Yeah, true.
But sometimes I had to go back and be like, she didn't even say that they were leaving and now they're outside. And so I felt like I just had a hard time following what was going on. But that is not a big deal. It just, to me, I was like, wait, she was over there, like at the end when Ernest and Copper like trying to kill, what's his name? Theodore. And she's like, so I ran over and I'm like trying to do take his cloth and like help him to not like die. And but I was like, wait, you were way over there on the other side of the room, and how did you get over here without them getting to you? And like, why are they not attacking you? I was a little bit like, just stuff like that where I just felt like I was confused. But
I had to go back.
It's okay.
Read. Yeah. No, I get that. Sometimes the night before I would read it and I would get kind of tired, and I'd be like, I have to go back a little bit because I couldn't remember. Yeah. Because you do need to like really, you feel like you had to follow it pretty closely.
So especially when you're trying to figure out who it was.
Yes. And just the details, because of the details. Yeah.
And she would say it like Grace would say a lot. Oh, I just love my cousins and I'm doing this for my cousins. And I'm like, okay, we get it.
You love your family.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it was kind of like siblings to her because she didn't have any siblings,
Yeah.
you know.
It's like good writers can say something without really saying it explicitly, like you describe it. And so sometimes I felt like you don't really need to like
keep saying
do that.
Yeah.
For us.
We get it. We see your heart. We see what you're doing. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I get that for sure. Repetitive. You don't always need to be repetitive.
I had one quote at the very end when it's like the epilogue where Theo and Grace are married and Lily comes to the party they're having. Yeah. And it's kind of this role reversal. Yeah. And it says, it was strange how their positions had shifted, and yet it was fitting. They both recognized the joy of giving generously to someone they loved and the humility it took to receive it. I just thought that was...
Yeah. I mean, because Lily was the one that had the money that was destined to be in Grace's family, you know, was kicked out of the money. So it was like, yeah.
She was the heiress, kind of, and she was helping to support Grace by like buying her dresses. Because then at the end she says, "Well, I owe you like 20 more dresses." Yeah, so I just liked.
Apparently, Theodore had the money,
but it was all kind of like it was wrapped up in this nice little bow at the end. Yeah, because you're like, now she's wealthy now. And
yes.
So you know,
true. She got it, but it was kind of like a good little story. Yeah,
that way.
Yeah.
Because it feels good.
Where she came from, and she fought for people, and she, made it.
Even though she didn't do what was socially acceptable for her status or her whatever, she did stuff anyway. Yeah. And she was doing the right thing for, you know, because that couple that is like, oh, is that Lily, so Carter or whatever, why is she here? Or whoever they're talking about, and she's like, well, you can leave. If you don't like it, you can leave.
Yeah, exactly. She's not afraid to just, yeah.
So.
That's good. Yep.
I liked it.
I did too. I just thought it was a good read. It wasn't like, hard or anything, and I kept wanting to read it, so.
Yeah. Especially after you knew who was murdered.
Yeah.
That got better.
Kind of kept it going so you could figure out the mystery.
How many stars?
Yeah, that was tricky. I was thinking between 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Like 3.5. Because was 3.
I liked it.
And 4 is...
I loved it.
So, yeah.
But it's like, I like everything I read or I wouldn't read it.
I know.
Really.
Mostly.
But there's some we've had a few, yes. But there's some that are just like, they're not, I wasn't like, I loved this.
Yeah. But I really liked it. Like, I really liked it, but I didn't like love it. Like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? So I think it was between 3 and 4.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
3+. It's
hard to give that on, like Goodreads or whatever. But
3.5 stars.
Yeah.
We can just say 4.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to like adjust our
thing
because everything's a 3 or 4.
We didn't have our own rating system or something like where you say,
I think I say that every time.
Yeah.
So maybe we really need to do that.
Yeah,
it's summer. We have some more time.
There we go. There we go. We'll see if we have that done by next time. All right.
All right.
Thanks for watching.
Keep
on reading, raising, and praising.